Thank you, Aoud. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to SSBC 8 o'clock news. SPLM Order Number 11 for the year 2025, relief of the first deputy chairperson of the SPLM party. In accordance with the provisions of Article 26(1)(b) and I of the SPLM Constitution 2008 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, chairperson of the SPLM party, do hereby relieve Comrade Dr. Benjamin Bolmel as the first deputy chairperson of the SPLM party. Issued under my hand and seal of the Republic of the SPLM party in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, chairperson of the SPLM party, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. SPLM Order Number 12 for the year 2025, relief of the Secretary General of the SPLM party. In accordance with the provisions of Article 26(1)(b) and I of the SPLM Constitution 2008 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, chairperson of the SPLM party, do hereby relieve Comrade Paul Logale Jumi as the Secretary General of the SPLM party. Issued under my hand and the seal of the SPLM party in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, chairperson of the SPLM party, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. SPLM Order Number 13 for the year 2025, appointment of Secretary General of the SPLM party. In accordance with the provisions of Article 26(1)(b) and I of the SPLM Constitution 2006 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, chairperson of the SPLM party, do hereby appoint Comrade Akol Paul Kordit as the Secretary General of the SPLM party. Issued under my hand and the seal of the SPLM party in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, chairperson of the SPLM party, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Republican Decree Number 398 for the year 2025, relief of the Vice President. Pursuant to the provisions of Article 101D of the Transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, do hereby relieve His Excellency Dr. Benjamin Bolmel from his position as the Vice President in charge of Economic Cluster. Issued under my hand and seal of the Republic of South Sudan in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Republican Order Number 399 for the year 2025, relief of the Governor of the Bank of South Sudan. The decree, it reads, pursuant to the provisions of Articles 1827 and 182A(4) of the Transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, do hereby relieve Honorable Dr. Addis Ababa Otho Akongdit from his position as the Governor of the Bank of South Sudan. Issued under my hand and the seal of the Republic of South Sudan in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Republican Decree Number 400 for the year 2025, appointment of the Governor of the Bank of South Sudan. The decree, it reads, pursuant to the provisions of Article 1827 and 182A(4) of the Transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, do hereby appoint Honorable Yeni Samuel Costa as the Governor of the Bank of South Sudan. Issued under my hand and the seal of the Republic of South Sudan in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Republican Decree number 401 for the year 2025, relief of the Commissioner General of the South Sudan Revenue Authority. The decree, it reads, pursuant to the provisions of Section 18A of the South Sudan Revenue Authority Act 2016 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, do hereby relieve Honorable Simon Akwei Deng from his position as the Commissioner General of the South Sudan Revenue Authority. Issued under my hand and the seal of the Republic of South Sudan in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Republican Decree number 402 for the year 2025, appointment of the Commissioner General of South Sudan Revenue Authority. The decree, it reads, pursuant to the provisions of Section 16.1 of the South Sudan Revenue Authority Act 2016 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, do hereby appoint Honorable William Anyon Kwol as the Commissioner General of the South Sudan Revenue Authority. Issued under my hand and seal of the Republic of South Sudan in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Republican Decree number 403 for the year 2025, demotion of a general to the rank of private and subsequent dismissal from the National Security Service, NSS. The decree, it reads, pursuant to the provisions of Section 51.4 of the National Security Service Act 2014 as amended, I, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan and the Supreme Commander of all the regular forces, do hereby demote General Dr. Benjamin Bol Mel to the rank of private and is hereby dismissed from the National Security Service. Issued under my hand and the seal of the Republic of South Sudan in Juba, this 12th day of the month of November in the year 2025. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Supreme Commander of all the regular forces, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Those were the Republican decrees, and now back to my colleague Awot with the rest of the bulletin, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Rejoice Samson. Moving forward with our news bulletin, let's go for a short break. Welcome back. To proceed, the Vice President for Infrastructure Cluster, Taban Dengai, urged the people of South Sudan to embrace peace and unity for national stability. He said this would enable the government to develop stronger frameworks for infrastructure development and attract inauguration of the Ethiopian-owned Speko Construction Company in Juba on Tuesday. SSBC Amir Mayom reports.
Construction company has been established to assist in building smart, innovative, sustainable and affordable housing across South Sudan. The company aims to provide solutions to the country's infrastructure challenges and provide the living standards of the citizens.
Most importantly, by producing these panels in Juba, we are reducing our dependency on imports, creating jobs and supporting our local economy.
Vice President Taban Dengai affirmed that the company will provide employment opportunities for the young people and enhance access to basic needs, especially education, housing and health care for the people of South Sudan.
Can our talented South Sudanese have a chance of being trained also? We have the technologies in Italy. Business community will make use of it to make motels, boom international park. So that we make hotels where the tourists go and enjoy themselves and stay for a while, then go back to their countries. You can make a lot of small hotels and motels in those remote places. You can make money. Call for juices, so that they have also stores because there are many of them are producing grain and they have nowhere to store. You can give affordable housing, affordable public places like schools, clinics.
According to the CEO's company, Enoch Tekel, Epicos aims to deliver high-quality public services at a lower cost to strengthen the relationship between South Sudan and Ethiopia.
It is a company that assists South Sudan in development. It helps it for infrastructure challenges, and also its aim is to provide the public services. This is to promote the relationship between South Sudan and Ethiopia. Amir Mayom, SSBC.
This comes in a meeting between the Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, and the Governor, Louise Lobong, Lojore, focusing on general security, political and economic situation in the state. Tut encourages Governor Lojore to continue disseminating peace and tranquility messages to the grassroots communities. The presidential envoy for the Great Lakes region, Dr. James Butia Morgan, is leading a government delegation to Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, to represent President Salva Kiir Mayardit at the 9th International Conference of the Great Lakes Region Summit, scheduled to take place on 15th November 2025. Dr. Morgan departed Juba International Airport earlier today, as is expected to deliver a message from President Kiir to DRC counterpart. Government ministers, particularly the newly appointed ones, have undergone an orientation session on their responsibilities and decision-making processes ahead of the resumption of cabinet meetings on Friday. The Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Dr. Martin Elia Lomoro, who led the session on governance and decision-making process, emphasized that the initiative is aimed at creating a positive impact on national affairs and ultimately improving the welfare of the people.
The reason for this meeting is that we have new ministers who have never been in the cabinet before. We also have old ministers who did not attend any induction. But overall, we wanted to bring ourselves to one page in order to understand governance and how the cabinet makes decisions. And we took them through governance, the procedures, and give them strong advice on their responsibility as ministers in how to conduct administration of the geopolitical.
The government says it is intensifying humanitarian efforts to address the worsening situation of people fleeing the conflict in Sudan. According to the UNHCR, more than 1.2 million people, including returnees and refugees, have arrived in South Sudan over the past year seeking relief assistance. This comes during a meeting between the Minister of Presidential Affairs, African Nomanda Gedima, and the outgoing UNHCR representative, Marie-Hélène Varny. Varny conveyed appreciation from UNHCR Commissioner Filippo Grandi to the government of South Sudan for keeping its borders open to those seeking safety, reaffirming the UN's continued commitment to providing humanitarian assistance to both refugees and host communities. The meeting also marked the end of Marie-Hélène Varny's tenure as UNHCR's representative in South Sudan.
We exchanged on some of the work that UNHCR did over the past 3 years, really focusing a lot on the big shock of the arrivals of more than 1.2 million people from Sudan, refugees and South Sudanese. I also took the opportunity to share with the Honourable Minister the good wishes of the High Commissioner for Refugees, Mr. Filippo Grandi, who has been in South Sudan 3 times in the last 3 years, passing on is really appreciation to South Sudan, to the people of South Sudan for keeping the borders open and receiving so many refugees from Sudan, and also extending my particular appreciation as well and my wishes for the country, and hoping that the country will reach its potential and find
and international of its unwavering commitment to implementing the revitalized peace agreement for national stability and sustainable development. This follows a meeting between the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mandes Maya Kumba, and the Special Representative of the African Union, Ambassador Abdiweli Mohammed, in Juba on Wednesday. The meeting centered on strengthening the bilateral relationships between the government and African Union with a focus on collaborative efforts to achieve lasting peace and national development.
We discuss the importance of relationship between African Union and the government of South Sudan to work closely with the minister and the government of South Sudan to achieve peace, stability, and development. I'm here to help the government and the people of South Sudan to achieve peace and stability, and to work hard for the people.
Over to New York at the United Nations headquarters, South Sudan, during the UN Security Council briefing on the Secretary General's 30-day report on UNMISS activities, reaffirmed its commitment to giving peace and unity a chance to pave the way for a democratic process during the transitional period. SSBC's Mathiang Joseph reports.
And I'll give the floor to the representative of South Sudan.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the Security Council.
The United Nations Security Council convened a session to review the Secretary General's 30-day report on the United Nations mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, as the country prepares for the general elections scheduled for December 2026 at the conclusion of the transitional period.
And the civil society
During the briefing, South Sudan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Cecilia Adud-Manyok, reiterated the government's firm commitment to implementing the revitalized peace agreement aimed at achieving credible and democratic elections in the country.
The government of South Sudan reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the full implementation of the revitalized peace agreement, despite the numerous challenges in which all of you here have mentioned. The revitalized peace agreement remains the only way out of the transition and the only way into stability in South Sudan. We remain steadfast in pursuing peace, reconciliation, and institutional reform of our government so that we could complete this transitional period.
She informed the Council of the coalition government's continued efforts towards consolidating stability and promoting national reconciliation. Adud stresses that the coalition government prioritizes dialogue, institution-making, and democratic reforms to ensure a peaceful and inclusive transition, but underscored the need for continued international support to sustain these efforts,
including the unification of armed forces, judicial reform, and the establishment of key transitional institutions. Mr. President, the recent administrative changes within the government structure has been carried out in accordance with South Sudan's sovereign, prerogative, and national laws. These adjustments are intended to enhance efficiency, promote accountability, and ensure stability during the transition. We categorically...
According to Adud, South Sudan remains committed to working closely with the United Nations, the African Union, IGAD, and other international and regional bodies to ensure that the peace process advances in a stable manner. Reporting for SSBC News, Mathiang Joseph.
The government is engaging post holders, civil society organizations, community leaders and international partners in charting the course for local governance reforms in the country. Victor Elias files the following report on the program.
The Ministry of Federal Affairs, in partnership with the United Nations Mission in South Sudan, has opened a 3-day training workshop in Juba on local government and devolution in South Sudan. This program, drawing participants from the Transitional National Legislative Assembly, local authorities, chiefs, civil society organizations, and representatives from the political parties, is being run with support from Japan International Cooperation Agency, VNG International, and GIZ. Over the next few days, the forum will discuss pathways to strengthen governance, decentralize power, and promote peace and development across the country. In his opening remarks, the Minister of Federal Affairs, Losoba Wongo Ludoru, emphasizes the importance of local government reform in promoting peace and development.
Improving local service delivery is not merely an administrative task in the local government level, but it is an important step towards building peace and also ensuring that there is a level of inclusivity and the national development as such as building cohesion with the communities.
The role of local government is to ensure efficiency and effective service delivery to the public. Very important.
The Commission of the National Constitutional Review Commission, Dr. Yang Yer Zor, describes this workshop as an important tool in opening minds about the role of local government.
This workshop at this time is very crucial because it serves to refresh our memory and reinforce our understanding of the role of local government, which is public service delivery, especially under the current decentralized system of governance.
The mandate of local government board is to oversee, coordinate, and support local governance institutions to ensure they deliver essential services effectively to our community.
Speaking on behalf of the reconstituted Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, Berhano Kebede says establishing inclusive and democratic local government is among the core value of the Revitalized Peace Agreement.
The need to establish an inclusive, effective and democratic local governance and meaningful devolution of power and resources is the core of the Revitalized Agreement of the resolution of the conflict in the Republic of South Sudan.
The Revitalized Agreement reaffirms the commitment to a federal system of government where political powers and resources are shared between the national, state and local governments.
One of the objectives of this forum is to discuss prospects and challenges of local government reform and make recommendations on how this level of governance can be improved. Victor Elias for SSBC News, Juba.
Reverting your attention, medical sector health authorities have taken a proactive move to improve healthcare services by initiating an assessment program on medical facilities to ascertain first-hand challenges and find practical solutions. The Undersecretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Kennedy Ganiko, on Tuesday led a team to assess Bentiu Hospital in Unity in the aftermath of cholera outbreak. Dr. Ganiko expressed the government's commitment to collaborating with the World Health Organization in developing better health system in the country.
Because this is part of the midterm review of the HSTP, which is the Health Sector Transformation Project. It is for 3 years. Now 1 year has gone. This is the second year, and the first quarter of the second year also has gone. We want to come and see and evaluate the impact of this project. Has it delivered service to our people or not? Is the state government appreciating what this project has done or not? I will assure you, the key areas that you have mentioned, the issue of the incentives, the issue of the consignment, I want to assure you, towards the end of this month, you are going to receive the consignment.
Also ask World Bank to at least cover up the challenges facing our facilities supported by HSPP. We always have delay of incentives, sometimes reach up to 4 months. I know with this visit, things will change because all of us has come.
Central Equatorial State Security Committee, chaired by Governor Rabi Mujung Emmanuel, summons the Director General of the State Drugs Control to answer queries on increased consumption of drugs among the youth. The security meeting held at Luripayam in Juba County on Tuesday also reviewed the general security situation across the state. In a statement to SSBC, the State Minister of Local Government and Law Enforcement Agency, Leon Abe Brown, assures the commitment of the state government to empowering Directorate of Drug Control in combating drugs influx in the region.
The Central Equatorial State Security Committee, headed by His Excellency Rabi Emmanuel, summoned the Director of the Drugs Control here. He came and explained us why they are unable to control on this drug infliction in Central Equatorial State, which we listened to that report. Among all these is the mobility. He is facing a lot of problems and challenges, the mobility, how to pursue in combating these drugs. Two, lack of cooperation also. At times when they happen to arrest, then there is also.
The SPLM third Deputy Chairman Simon Konpoch calls on Upper Nile State SPLM members to unite and adhere to the SPLM's principles in strengthening joint action to serve the citizens. He made the statement while addressing an event organized for the reception of the state SPLM chairperson Jacob Dolarot.
It is us SPLM ready to make it work in this country so that we develop policies. We develop policies to executive. And I advise you, as a member of the Secretariat, the chairman, the deputy, the secretary general, sit down, come up with a small document, rearrange it as a policy statement for the executive to work on. Because if you don't do that, you will not be overseeing the executive.
I call upon all SPLM members who are gathering here, the cadres, the supporters, to rally behind the Olaru. Let us uphold discipline and to recommit ourselves to the values of service and sacrifice.
I want to assure you and the rest of the comrades, I accept it to take this responsibility with humility and dedication. I will make you proud. And I want to send this message to our senior comrade, Uncle Simon Cook, comrade.
And that finally brings us to the end of our news hour. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Awut Polnang. Till next time.